Falcons awaiting the eruption from G2 as they start to come out of ramp and Palace at the same time. Nico gets cleared first. No longer able to defend this A site. Plants coming in. Match is under pressure. MongolZ marches forward. Site taken. G2 have it pretty much locked in from this point onwards.
Oh yeah, those USPs didn't get anything done. Oh, the Glocks have so much space. They know they've gushed up Tesses. Good shot on the MongolZ and a follow-up with red HP. Okay, Falcons all of a sudden are like, we have a chance at this.
Yeah, well, Kicksan trying to leap over the ticket box. Time is the problem. They have to move swiftly. Another headshot for Kicksan, but Snacks going down as well.
Way.
They have fought their way back into an unthinkable round. And that defuse, it's being stuck around the corner. Hunter chasing down. Full 10 seconds stick. Fended off by Dexter. And what a recovery in the first round of this grand final from Falcons.
Well, if your team who's got a reputation for throwing some silly rounds and losing some silly situations, this is the worst way to start a grand final. G2 not doing any great job in the pistol rounds and the ensuing rounds after the fact. Their T side only has a 30% conversion rate of being able to break their opposition after losing the pistol. So going to be a very tough round, especially now that utility is starting to dwindle and disappear.
Nico inside of Con. First kill's good. Couldn't get back to the rest, but he'll rely on Dexter to get the double. And they hold off the G2 force buy. Manages to confirm the kill of Heavy God and 2-0 to kick things off. If you're G2, you had the opportunity for such a great start with that pistol round. Now you're going to be starting the grand final on the back foot.
Yeah, they're going to be kicking themselves, and it'll be on the back of their minds if this map gets close at any point. If they're just a couple rounds back and end up losing it, that pistol round will haunt them. So Snacks playing it patient. He has nothing to do. I mean, obviously the big headline coming into this is, as you mentioned, MongolZ, after this event, we expect is going to be joining up with Falcons in place of Dexter, so he'll be swapping teams. And it's just kind of funny in a way for these teams who have come into this event talking so much about
Nico clearing out A ramp. He's going to see that no one is here. So lack of information in terms of spotting players, but that gives them all the info they need to rotate their forces to the correct side of the map, and that's a B at the moment. Tessa spotting the gap at the window. G2 making no secret about their commitment towards this B site. Dexter's off, is rotated over, breaks open that smoke, unable to connect a shot. Kicksan hoping that he can get them distracted as they look around different angles. It's Kicksan with a double kill, and he shuts everything down. 3 from jail, locks them up, and Snacks, with 15 seconds left, does not want to go down after the time. He's going to fight his way forward, Kicksan to fall. And if he does manage to stay alive after that time runs out here, it's a disaster. He's only got $750 left. They're just going to play with him. Yeah, he has to stay alive here, and he holds on.
What about Spam? Anyone gonna shoot in? Snacks just barely alive, and he'll make
he made it
all the way through. Keeps the AK-47, but a 4th round for Falcons. So 1 AK-47 saved by Snacks in the previous round with no bonus money coming in. And pistols. That's an interesting way to go about things for Nico.
Yeah, it's not gonna go about much more in this round. Opening kill for G2 picked up. I mean, if you are going to win this round, it is that AK being saved over that needs to do the heavy lifting. Snacks has done his job early.
It's a real brutal time to have a mistake like that, an unforced error from Nico if you're Falcons. You know, this is a round you know coming into it is going to be a low buy, if anything, for G2. Mostly pistols you'll have to overcome, but now you've got to do it 4 on 5, so it gets difficult and gets stressful. Magisk is alone, and they've already pushed out behind him. He's a free kill.
Oh, it should have been a free kill. Absolutely should have been a free kill, but eventually, after a little bit of hard work, they do eventually down Magisk. So a minute left on the clock. Here comes Kicksan's rotate.
Falcons can still bring this back, so they're going to come over and test and try, but it gives an opportunity for G2 to take more weapons away from them.
Plant being secured around the back of Triple. Kicksan will remove MongolZ as soon as he steps into the open.
There's a smoke on Tess's as well. Kits only on Kicksan.
Dexter's still over at short, so they're hanging around at the moment, but it doesn't feel fully committed yet. But with that kill from Tessis, that'll throw this opportunity into the advantage here of Falcons, and 2 kills quickly coming in. But yep, this flank from Snacks looking to be the nuisance. But remember, the bomb's planted. Kicksan with the man with the kit. He can just hold it. He can just stick it inside of the smoke. And so Falcons do pull it back, and they pull it out of the hands of G2. A lot of close rounds today for G2 already that Falcons just about coming out on top of.
Yeah, this is another 5 versus 3. This one a little bit more understandable about how it slips away from them, considering there's a lack of armor on most players, even when you recover the weapons. And
MongolZ's posted up upon his position. Does Dexter want to go over the top of that smoke?
I think he does.
Oh, MongolZ might walk into him. Might walk into the waiting arms of Dexter, who's got his shot. MongolZ to fall off short. Dexter continues his flawless start to the game. 9-0, peels back, and still holds the short angle.
That looked game plan. Dexter holding that angle for that long, just around the edge of the smoke as well. Good fight for Tessis. Got to drop off. All peaks from Catwalk. That's on Snacks, who's recovered it. And he's called out one in con as MongolZ jumps up.
Yeah, just about sees him. MongolZ lucky not to go down.
They're going to try and use MongolZ as the pivot point, but that's way too much time for him to be able to hang on to that part of the map. So now it's all on A. Heavy God's going to lead. Snacks and Hunter to join up with him.
And look at Dexter rotating around, marching back towards CT spawn. 38 seconds left. He's posted up again to watch that sandwich drop.
No smokes, but they do have mollies to force players out of position. If they want to drop one over at Ticket, Dexter might get in an awkward situation.
It's in all the right places in this round. Waiting for Heavy God, but he's seen enough of him. Dexter thought he was still covered, but he wasn't, and so Heavy God spams him down. But a 2v4 remains as G2 try and get into the site, but they've got to deal with 3 players running up to the top of con. 9 seconds, Snacks burned down and blasted away. A flawless start from Falcons, 6-0.
Yeah, Falcons playing this really, really well also. I mean, you can see no one giving up anything in a round where they have such an advantage. Everyone playing it far back.
G2 once again, Tech-9s, smokes, certainly limited.
It's a
they sent
fake
through players out through the underpass.
Trying to get Falcons' defensive attention towards Ramp and Palace so they can actually boost up and attack into Nico. Tech-9, Snacks is going to swing and he wins it. MongolZ wins one as well on Tessis. That's Catwalk. Middle of the map cracked open.
Yeah, there's a great headshot from Magisk, who maintains his position inside of Sandwich. Just over a minute left on the clock, still plenty of time. Hunter in this fight against Kixan is never going to be ready for it. Dexter wins the duel against MongolZ, and immediately from an advantage situation in numbers, it is now Falcons back in position, but Snacks, we call him sneaky. We know he loves to get in behind enemy lines, but Kixan gets the read in time. Turns back, spots Snacks, and now MongolZ with a 1v3.
IGL diff, this one can call and frag. Kixan 10 in the map so far.
Well, MongolZ, he's got a chance here. They're separated, but that rotate is coming over him from Magisk. No longer is it an easy 1v1 inside of the site, but Kixan could have gone anywhere. MongolZ has so much to clear in this position. Drops down, instant headshot, getting tagged and body bagged. Magisk with 2 kills.
Yeah, that's a nice spray from Magisk as well. Not even giving him a chance to open up the clutch.
They're yet to be able to make anything of it, and Snacks has decided he wants to change that, so he goes through the smoke. Although now detected. Distracted by the fight with Nico. Dexter's peek out CT allows the easy kill.
Yeah, but that peek, that timing on Nico just coming in for a jiggle towards Palace gave away the Snacks position. The timing of him not committing to a wider swing, he's very, very lucky to be alive. MongolZ holding for a push. Hunter going to join up with MongolZ in middle, and this is feeling like they're going to split up con. Tessis is on Catwalk. Nico and Dexter playing together back at Ticket.
Oh, good little tap from Tessis. That's going to draw Falcons into the player advantage again. 20 seconds left, and no one to be seen. You can throw the utility into the side, but you're not going to force anybody out into the open. I mean, because they're playing back towards CT.
And G2 preemptively throwing the defensive Molotov.
Oh, Hunter has turned back and got Tessis. 10 seconds up. Look at Nico. He could spoil the party straight away here as he gets to the side of the smoke. That plant, it will go down, and a shot from MongolZ denies any impact that Nico could have. And it's flipped back on its head. G2 will have their first round win.
Yeah, that smoke might have actually ruined Falcons a little bit. They threw that early when they knew the final play was going to be at that A bomb site to give space, but MongolZ's looking for that walk around the smoke the whole time. Takes Nico out just as he's starting to get creative. Opens up some safety for G2 to move into the site. Took away the angle for Dexter's op.
So much money for Falcons, though. That's the difficult part here for G2.
Yeah, but this is going to disappear quick, especially if Kixan goes down. If Hunter finds him at the end, which he will not, that could have really depleted things, but still, everyone else is going to have to chew into this bank they've built up over 7 rounds.
Terrorists win.
Grabbing space quite quickly, worried about being picked off in the top of that con smoke. Combined with the utility thrown by his teammate, Snacks has got some space at short. Will Kixan detect him? On the peak from bench, he will. And so Snacks doesn't feel comfortable taking that fight, but combined with damage from Nico, Snacks is gone. He got fought on so many different fronts.
Yeah, taking damage each step of the way as well, and by the time he backs off, all the smokes that gave him safety to get into that position have disappeared, so he's exposed to everything.
MongolZ about to challenge Dexter into the peak. Peeks into him, wins the fight. Under a minute left, and that is a huge kill to find because it creates so much space inside of this A bomb site and creates so much pressure for Magisk. He picks off one from under the wood. Nico combining, Heavy God battling his way forward, combined with the might of MongolZ. It's once again an even number situation. Responsibility to plant is tossed away, and MongolZ goes into con. Kixan creeping up below his crosshair. Will MongolZ react fast enough, or will he even be looking in the right direction? The answer to that is no.
He got pulled away by that short engagement. The shots from Tess's, and he was hunting. There was my target.
And Heavy God must bear down upon them. 2v1 as he's pinned in ramp. They'll creep silently into the site. They've got util for this. And this can create a really difficult situation for Heavy God. Molly in. Defuse being stuck, and Heavy God cleared out by Tess. Another round, Falcons win back.
And another good retake. I mean, you have to say, G2 fought really hard to get that bomb site under their control. Had to battle every step of the way.
Setting up for a direct hit into the A bomb site. 4 players positioned outside of A with Snacks lurking in middle. When do they decide to go? They're getting into the smoke. They're going now on the flashes. Flashes are effective. G2 do not push beyond Tetris though, as Nico and Magisk start to build up a beautiful round here for Falcons. MongolZ fighting his way out of it, but Nico hunts him down. 3v2, damage done. And it's hard to see a world again in which G2 can get themselves into a comfortable spot here.
Yeah, but they're making the best decision possible, is back off. You know this defense is way too strong. You know there's forces rotated here. There's no way you're going to break in. So back off. You've got over a minute to play with. And if you do want to come back into this...
Yeah, the biggest issue obviously is Hunter's lack of health. Yeah. And they don't have any nades either. Falcons have plenty.
Tessus has just made every wrong decision to put himself as far away as possible to this bomb plant, because just at the moment, Falcons is going to confirm the A bomb site is clear. It's been planted at B. Kixan's got to be careful. He waits for his teammates to step into market. And they're going to go for an old bait and switch at the market entrance.
The best form of defense of this post plant is attack. A more aggressive setup. Snacks up first, nails the headshot. Looking for a second that could set Hunter up, but it Snacks with all 3.
That's the beauty of having so much time after the bomb plant.
Aggressive on this top mid smoke.
They had Tess's throw the nade from Con, so it looks like Nico's
There's a lot of people mid. In fact, a lot of presence in middle here for Falcons, but Snacks is going to clear it. MongolZ gets a second kill. And just with the sheer numbers they're spotting in middle, they have to be on high alert. MongolZ once again falls to Dexter, but MongolZ was too much to handle. As Dexter couldn't flick back in time.
Yeah, now they know the last player is the B anchor. Kixan still alive over on the van. MongolZ's attention immediately turns to that part of the map. So M4 saved for Kixan. That'll be the strongest weapon they have in this round. 8-3.
Yeah, and no surprises. You know, MongolZ has been the standout player for G2. He's been the standout player of the tournament.
Maybe we just don't want to do that against MongolZ. Maybe we just don't want to mess with his op in that fashion.
It would be a bad look if he didn't respect him, Jason.
Well, he's going to come take it. You aren't going to give it to him. Oh. He's going to come pry it out of your cold, dead hands.
Well, reminder onto Nico, and so MongolZ looking for a follow-up kill. Tess says pushes in towards him. And against some of the battered and bruised weapons, G2 have got the 2-man opener. A 4th round teed up thanks to MongolZ's ult. Kixan actually got beyond the fire without even taking a tick of damage and giving away the sound cue. Unfortunately for Kixan, everybody else is going down, so he takes that fight against MongolZ, hops up.
Yeah, but he even gets a leg shot.
Yeah.
MongolZ has himself quite around. 2 kills and a leg shot onto Kixan. It's a 4-on-2. And even G2 can't lose this one. We're testing. We're testing the jinx.
We're seeing how far we can go with this one. All right,
we're testing it early, seeing what the grand final powers are going to be like today.
Dexter getting spotted here at market. He's going to be pinned back, and with all that util coming in, I think we're going to be fine. Just G2 take a 4th round victory at the end of the first half here. Dexter through the smoke. There's one. Remember Heavy God though. Big old flank coming in. As long as his teammates delay long enough, this flank should be the insurance policy.
There's no kit and there's no smoke for the defuse. So, I mean, pick Heavy God or Snacks. One of them is going to win this round no matter what happens.
Well, looks like it's going to be Heavy God. Walks right into them. Kixan gone. Dexter now dropped to MongolZ. So 4 rounds secured from G2. Kicks off with a pistol round they should have won.
So Hunter and MongolZ have been the ones stepping up in that regard to be the leadership voices.
Fake towards B. And it's all about the A pop out of Palace, and MongolZ isn't budging. He's in fact taking his silencer off. He wants to go loud and proud against Nico. And he will do exactly that. First headshot in, keeps his head tucked down, allows MongolZ to assist him, and MongolZ grabs a second. So G2, 4v2, bomb down inside of the A site, and MongolZ starts to realize that that rotation's likely coming back from B right about now. So they'll look for the fight against Kixen. Really fast reactions. This is still not done. Falcons pulled back an unthinkable pistol in the first half. Could they do it again here?
I'm curious what the idea is for Falcons for Kixen and Tess's, because the bomb is down out in the open, and surely MongolZ and MongolZ saw it and realized they have the bomb.
And Tess is so far away.
And
But
I think he's been
but he's got to fight. Oh my god. Tessus was the player to flip it back in the first half. He's running knife out though. Switches out to the USP. Snacks tucks himself in the corner. Guarantees that kill on Tessus.
What a rat Snacks is for just stopping.
Yeah. Just lets him walk right into the trap. But Kicksat has to do it on his own now. 30 seconds. He's got all of his health still.
And they've let him have the bomb as well. They haven't really been challenging. He thought it was up top. Big
No
win.
way. No way. Not again. Falcons could rip this out of the hands of G2 once again in a pistol round. From 4v2 to 1v1, Heavy God moves forward. Kixan looks back, but Heavy God lands the all-important shot.
Oh man, they almost dropped both pistol rounds after being at such an advantage. That would have been a nightmare. This vision, though, has pulled Hunter to be pretty committed to mid, so Snacks is on his own.
He's got a good spot, though, but that flash has put Snacks under quite a bit of pressure. He'll just change his position up, but more so the fact that Hunter's gone down. You look at Snacks to step up in a big way, but Nico clears him out, kicks and follows up, and G2 gone from this round.
Yeah, this is not good. This might be their first break. MongolZ rotating in towards market. A couple low HP players. I feel like MongolZ and Heavy God have to at least give this a look. You have to give it a look with this much time left in the bomb.
Dude, there's no kids. They're just backing away. This is done. So Falcons will change that fact. They will break after losing the T pistol. Oh, this setup from Tessus and Kicksan. It's going to be difficult to break this one apart.
There's no flash for the CTs either. They got nothing to turn this corner.
This is going to be rough. It's going to be so tough to get past Tessus first. Unless he looks away at the wrong time. That'll make it easier. Then Kicksan goes down because he's distracted from the connector play. So instead it's Dexter. And he's got a second. Rips him off the top of ticket. MongolZ silences him finally. Nico tapping out, changing to Tetris, and MongolZ gets to the site. Plant is not for Nico, but the time is not for G2. And MongolZ wraps around the back, but time's already gone. And Magisk, in all of the confusion, knifes Nico in the back. But still, Falcons find map points.
Great round from Dexter. I mean, like, he only gets 2 kills, right? But he gets the kills that put a stop to that coming completely crumbling down. That CT defense, they second-guessed it at the worst possible time.
Nico gets swung on. Dexter's going to land his, though. Being put under pressure. A lot of pressure. Kixan doesn't have his gun out. Dexter's overrun, and that's the bomb. So Kixan's got a dink. He can't get away. And G2's aggression in middle has worked out for a 3v2.
Yeah, perfect timing. It's right when Nico moved out of his cover and was in his most exposed. So that's an easy kill. And then you have the AWP who just gets pinned down behind the boxes. So well executed from G2, but this is recoverable. Bomb is dropped is the hardest thing for Falcons at this point.
Heavy God forced out of position. Tessa's gonna fight back for that. Falcons back on, 30 seconds.
They got a smoke now. They can actually just drop a smoke and grab the bomb. It has to be deep.
It's deep. It separates MongolZ, severs him off from his teammate. MongolZ looking to keep G2 in the map, otherwise it's closed. And Tessus would be the man to do it. Goes into the fight, and Falcons strike first. Map 1 victory here on Mirage, and it's done in convincing fashion.
Maybe Shadow Daggers. What the fuck is this? Nah, man. Yes, sir. That's my style.
and now he's got to go up against him head-to-head in a grand final.
First time in a grand final without him on his team. He'll look up towards the top of Silo. It's Heavy God off to the races. The two players we asked impact from, and they immediately kick off the pistol with 3 kills.
Absolutely lovely from Heavy God. Taking out the players up on Silo. Nobody can wrap around. Nobody can harass MongolZ. And if you can't win a 5-on-3 in a pistol, you can for sure win a 5-on-2 in a pistol, Dinko.
Yep, that's definitely how it works. G2 are now committed outside. You've got Hunterpin in the corner. There's no way they let this go, Jason.
Yeah, just imagine the calms, though, when everything settles and they're in a 5-on-2, and it's like, all right, nobody do anything stupid. Nobody do anything crazy.
Yeah, Snacks has got another headshot. Tesses prevents the clean sheet. Sees that of Hunter close towards him. MongolZ up next, but they will secure a pistol round for the first time in this grand final.
All right, they get to start this map off on the right foot at the very least, as long as they can get through the second round. Although with Falcons,
didn't let the bomb plant.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be going for any kind of full investment. Maybe a couple deagles are brought out there, but beautiful shooting. It's not at Silo. It's actually just right at the box. Nobody can combine to cross over towards red box. MongolZ and Heavy God shut this pistol round down. But no aggression behind it. Smoke wall outside all at the same time. Nico and Kixon gonna start working as Heavy God pushes ramp.
Dexter to challenge him. This time we'll lose the fight. MP9 bests the Galil.
He did that on his lonesome as well. He's got Magic's contestants in lobby with him, and either he didn't ask either of them to gather up and come with him, or both of them just ignored that call and just let him go on his own. So no chance to trade, no chance to re-secure that part of the map. But this mini work, oh, Nico, Hunter's just dead.
Peek from Heaven comes in as well. Oh, he goes out, he gets the information. The MongolZ dropped in. Kixan clears close vent. MongolZ needs to go massive. There's 2 kills already. 3rd picked up. And that was nearly everything. Nico just about surviving, but MongolZ with the magic that Falcons won.
Oh, that's a brilliant FAMAS round for MongolZ. Triple kill. So MongolZ would have to go towards Secret outside, which he'd have to clear everything on his way.
Well, Hunter needs to step up here then. Nico's already taken up the angle. Sees them going past, takes a dink on board. No kill from Hunter. Problems now for G2. Heavy God trying to patch it up. It's one on Magis. Hunter's getting pushed. Nico's around the back. And Nico also getting the information of the whereabouts of the secret possibility. Dexter's going to stand there and hold it, and they walk right in towards him. He sees that MongolZ is about to peek out from the right side of the ramp with Heavy God in front of him. Kixan's in the position to deal with that threat. They walk right into the Tech 9. MongolZ, quick shot. AK-47 switched out to, and this time Tesses will deny any MongolZ moments.
Oh, you like that attitude, though. MongolZ wasn't giving up on that retake after that beautiful shot. We assume that's for the Tesses position, but there's no information on timetable. That could be 6 months down the road. It could be never.
Dexter,
the way he's playing, it might be never.
Oh, challenges MongolZ. In fact, MongolZ was the one to step into him, and Dexter was just quicker to react. Magic also following up here for Falcons. So round 6 kicks off with Falcons on a double opener.
And with those 2 kills, you can take a lot more space really early on. Dexter's going to be calling out. There's an all picked up and recovered over in ramp room. That's Heavy God. He spotted 2. So outside, the Falcons players feel like they've got a lot of freedom to push forward. That's what Falcons is doing here with Nico. Everyone grouped up looking for pushes because of so much time. Nico's going to be the one to challenge this. 1 kill, spots another. All right, boys, go Signal.
And that's exactly what they'll do. Kixan goes out of the door. Make sure no one's inside of the site. No one can unravel this round. And the objective is to now save the AWP in the hands of Heavy God and the AK with Snacks. So tied scoreline.
So instead of spreading around the map and trying to work it and getting picked off by deagles, by AWPs, Justin execute, and here it comes.
Snacks with that AK. He's standing around here. Although flashed in the open, distraction set up. Snacks nearly mows down 3, but single digits on the kills for the time being here.
Fast flank. Heavy God's already in hut.
Well, it's got to be the moment that opens up the round again. No one's watching for it, but he's not in a position to deny the plant. But MongolZ's op has now chimed in on the server, and he gets out. He gets the pick. Nico gets the kill back, but MongolZ gives him a taste of the deagle. And look who it is. It's Dexter, so quietly coming back down the T-roof. And MongolZ's waiting for him to walk back into lobby. He's waiting for this exact move, but MongolZ goes into the open. And a quick taste of the sniper to put G2 up to 4.
Some fine Deagle work around that AWP. Man, Falcons break in, but it doesn't matter. The position over towards ramp room, the extra step taken by Heavy God and MongolZ.
Kixan is always willing to go to a Mac 10. So where does he decide to go with this one?
All 5 players inside. No smoke wall. Nico's not coming outside. We're going right back into upper.
Mac 10, a clear signal. It's a fast play into A. Kixan leading the charge out. He's first to go down. Smoke blows open slightly. Hunter getting spotted. Goes against him. It's Nico to win that fight again. And for G2, it's frustrating to be locked out of the site for the time being. They've got to go retake 4v4.
Oh, you gonna boost up? How do you want to do this? Nico goes up in towards rafters. Smoke is still there. MongolZ with a big flank, but Dexter and Squeakdoor is watching it. MongolZ shouldn't be able to have an impact in this round. Dexter should be able to handle it.
Dude, when is this smoke at Heaven fade? But this is the fight down at door. MongolZ comes out on top. Tess is to trade it. But remember where Nico is. There's no way they're ready for this. Snacks runs right by him. MongolZ's stuck on the ladder. He's frozen out. He can't get back into this position thanks to Nico. Time's gone. Heavy God still fighting forward. But with Nico's smart reposition from the rafters to Heaven, he cuts out any chance that G2 have of getting back in on that retake.
Yeah, there's not enough positions in the upper bomb site for all 5 players, so the fact that boost him up gives him way more options of where to position after the fact, and he just does it perfectly.
Yeah, it doesn't even need to play with those smokes outside.
Well, they've abused him so many times in secret and lower that they're just showing for the lower presence, and there's MongolZ. Good shot.
You know, there's one way to deal with him. MongolZ's off. Here comes the ramp play. Heavy God's going to call MongolZ back to help. Dexter holding for it, but MongolZ wins the fight on the peak. And we still got Heavy God up next. MongolZ is the early fireworks show, and Heavy God perhaps the finisher. Tess has caught through that smoke, and Falcon stalled out.
Yeah, you had to know that it wasn't going to be just one man in ramp room, one AWP. You just saw MongolZ outside, so when that rings out over towards ramp room to get the Dexter kill, your heart sinks as Falcons. You know there's 2 defenders in the upper site. Hunter will be forced into the open or saved.
Saved by the smoke, but the bomb is dropped down the vent. Magis is going to try and cut off the rotation, but Kixan's got a lot of work to do on his own. Magis is gone, needs to win this fight, and just not clean on the taps.
6-5. G2's brought it within 1. They can the best they can hope for is evening things up for halftime. Plenty of money for Falcons, so another full buy for them.
MongolZ did not have early success here as Nico took him down in the previous round. He's changed it up slightly. He's going to play in the vent. Oh, pulls utility at possibly the worst possible time. Magis goes down to the rifle of Heavy God. MongolZ now staying in the vent, loses the fight against Kixan. Heavy God with more heavy lifting and can't handle Dexter.
But MongolZ's downstairs already. Oh, look at this lurk.
Noisy drop, noisy drop. He knows he's got the gap. He knows he's got the timing.
He's told his team to freeze. They're giving him the time to make the play.
Tessus has got this one on lock. He has got MongolZ first. And he's just going to take that shot, go into the site, and the second shot is brutal. It'll be a 7-5 lead for Falcons.
I tell you what, Tessus isn't sad about any of the rumors because he's playing for a contract. This is unreal. That's such a sick performance and such great trust shown in the rest of Falcons for him to control the situation on the flank and say, pause, stay alive, I'll win this round for you. There will be no danger from ramp room. And then he delivers on top of it. Falcons gonna take a 7-5 lead into the second half.
Terrorists win.
Closed out by a double from Dexter. Finally got the piece that he desired most in Nico. And 2 grand finals this year looking for their first title. Quick play into the ramp room. Kixan to peek out first. MongolZ and Hunter trading back in Snacks, keeping G2 ahead.
Okay, Nico's dropping down right now. They're going to beat him over to the bomb site, but he can get a good standing over towards control side. Snacks going to creep over towards Dark. Wants to flash in towards Decon so they can clear things out. That gives Nico more time and more space.
Creeping into the control room. Spotting one and immediately taking the headshot.
And now they're stuck. Oh, Dexter, he's coming back. I thought he was going to be watching for
this. No, he
gives
him the gap. He gives him the way out, but he's coming back now to watch the vent. Dexter still could shut this on them, but they move into it. It's Nico to fall, and now they have access to the vent to climb back up into the A site.
Oh, I cannot believe that timing was missed. I cannot believe they were given the escape route. Dexter going to come right back up. They never saw him, so at least he's got the element of surprise but such tough positions to clear them out of. MongolZ tucks into the corner behind the vent. Heavy God playing over towards T-Lobby.
He's got to be silent getting back into the site, but lack of kit is going to force him to move forward quickly. Eventually, he's got to go loud here, and he realizes it's right now. So he goes and clears that vent, but the MongolZ peek gives him a shot at this. Dexter taps the defuse. No full commitment yet. Heavy God's not going to show him anything. And here's those steps to confirm that it is not the stick from Dexter. Heavy God, by just playing the time and securing the headshot, has collected the pistol here for G2.
Perfect work from Heavy God. Really well done. Understanding that Bomb is a teammate, and you know he's got to fiddle with it. So, look, 7-5, now 7-6. I'm a little bit scared for G2. All 4 players are going to be coming out of decon. 1 door, 1 choke point.
P9, not good enough. Not good enough, but Nico's deagle unrevealed until this point. Damage done onto a second player. Tess's moving in now. Nico's got another kill. Disaster could strike here in the lower bomb site for G2 as they try and get away. They try and run away again.
They have time. They have time.
They've got 10 seconds to make it up, and that bomb is on their backs.
Oh my lord, what an escape route. I cannot believe they just slipped the net. They found it again, much like the pistol round just the previous round. Kixon and Dexter. Falcons felt like they had a chance to steal that round away, but it's all been taken out of their hands. And you cannot go for this. But G2 still get out of the danger and avoid a devastating round loss. It's 7-7, and out around this MP9 and Scout, there's not going to be any money for Falcons CT side.
Terrorists win.
Falcons have quickly dived down towards the B bomb site here. You know, Tessus is just outside of the double doors. Magisk is inside of vent, and Nico has them cut off. He's behind them at secret. This could be another chaotic finish. But this time, Nico around the back misses his shot. They charge towards him, getting 1 kill on MongolZ, but they escape again up through secret.
Yeah, but this time, since Falcons knows it and they're here, they can flank fast 1 and 2. They already have players ready to challenge for the fallback in towards Mini. Tessus gets 1. Dexter adds another. It's coming crumbling down.
2 players left. Heavy God, MongolZ. Can they save them again? Heavy God being peppered from behind, gets around the corner. Plant is in, so it's down to the retake. This time, Falcons have significant numbers advantages. They're gonna wait on the outside. A single flash.
Falcons organizing this. 3 from Heaven, 1 from Mini.
There goes the flash. And here come Falcons, swooping down into the site. 2 headshots back to back. That's Falcons with weaker guns coming out on top of G2.
And you could feel that coming. You could feel that building because G2 had their number in the previous round, now again. But the courage from Nico. Nico plays single box.
Dexter getting to ramp in time. Here they come. Missed shot. Tessa's descending. Dexter now committed behind the box, and a lot of utility landing on towards him as well. So Dexter unable to handle the pressure.
Yeah, Tessus is probably saying, my bad. He missed that first kill. He wasn't able to keep the space for his AWPer. So Dexter goes down, pinned behind the single box, and now they've forced this Falcons defense into a weak position. Magisk and Tessus have both rotated downstairs, but the hit is coming upper. And Nico is still outside, so it's only Kixon.
He needs to get a good timing to look towards Hut, and yes, he will, but it's only a single kill. Effective trading from MongolZ and G2 into the A site. Retake again needed from Falcons.
And Magisk has chosen to go into vents, so he's going to have to be the third one playing. He's going to have to see what Nico and Tessus can create to get him involved in the fight. Flashbang is there, so Magisk comes up. Snacks takes one down over towards Mini, traded off.
Well, you need Magisk now to have the impact. Nico moves in with him, so Heavy God. A lot of work needed inside of Hut. It all falls on his shoulders to close this round out. They know where he is. No one's on that defuse, and then Magisk hits the headshot. Finally, a little bit more impact from the Dane. Now stepping a little closer to the double doors.
Nico's here with him as well.
MongolZ's low in HP, so even if he gets one, should get traded very quickly. They need to be rapid to both headshots. Well, he's managed to separate them into 1v1s, but Nico lets him take the fight. Hunter trades out. And now with 40 seconds left, MongolZ tries to make a play through a main, getting caught by Magisk, and a 3v3 established off the back of these skirmishes. Great move from Dexter to look out to the left side. Hunter's gone. Plant stopped.
And Heavy God's a lurk, so he's not even close. He's got to make his move right now. There's one player in the upper bomb site, but his teammate's gone down below, and in fact, he couldn't even beat out Magisk.
It just didn't feel like G2 were in that round at a certain point. Like, we're getting to the end of the road for Nuke. And the second pump of Util lands at the 1 minute mark.
3 defenders in the upper bomb site, though.
This looks impossible to break through. This looks so strong right now for Falcons. Util's got to do its job. Magisk blinded. Perfect in terms of getting that kill, but it's all about Dexter inside a ramp now, not dropping down. Now he decides to. He's got Nico coming over, but unable to do much from that heaven peak, or rather hell. And now we've got 30 seconds on the clock. Snacks on the wrap outside. Tess says plays at heaven.
If Snacks calls them back to the upper bomb site, they're in trouble because Kixon's moved into this position.
Yeah.
A really good piece of mid-round aggression, and he could cut them all off. 20 seconds.
And Heavy got so low, he would die instantly. And that's the peak that's coming first. It's a headshot. It's information. More importantly, 14 seconds left. Tessis trying to deny any access into the site in the dying embers of the round. Hunter's in the clutch. The 1v2 as he puts the bomb down. Tessis is already on him, suffocating them and closing out Nuke. They are 2-0 up in the best of 5 final, and this looks destined to go Falcons' way.
Very fast round, rushed pistol towards Red Room, and Falcons still have no idea. Now it seems they're tracking the footsteps.
Yeah, 4 players starting on B. They're coming back to spot out that play, but at least Magisk in a position where he has no help. But Kixas just spotted everybody as Heavy God decides to turn and fight. They're getting into a brawl, and Hunters come out on top of the duel versus Dexter, and Nico's on 9 HP.
All right, let's see what you got.
Nothing.
Ironically, the smoke Magisk throws actually ruins G2, which ruins Falcons. They're all coming in full speed, no breaks, ready to get into the retake, ready to get into a battle. And when they turn the corner, they realize that G2 has just stopped cold and all 5 players are watching them because the smoke is in place and they don't know where to go.
And so, very strange pistol round to watch play out, but I think G2 are going to be very happy about the result. They won both pistols on Nuke, though, Jason. It didn't really turn out to mean a whole lot.
Gun rounds were completely in the favor of Falcons throughout the second half of Nuke. I think the one biggest area in which Falcons has just been destroying G2 across both of the first 2 maps of play, both Mirage
silently going into the smoker ramp, ready to explode out of it with the flashes. They charge in, Kicksan, 5-7, 2 kills. Actually, just the one. Magisk got it back in with a deagle, but he gets 2, certainly will. And here's Dexter back. Another round with Falcons with weaker weapons, yet a stronger hold. MongolZ rattles back 1 through the wall bang. But with 30 seconds left, the bomb safely in the possession of Falcons. This is disastrous.
I'm not sure why G2 felt like they needed to really press the issue through that smoke. It felt really unnecessary with that much time still on the clock. MongolZ,
another kill.
He's got his first.
No way he can get this. Surely no way, and Tessa's deagle ensures it, so he'll grab the AK-47.
And that's the first time at this event that G2 have failed to convert after winning the T-side pistol.
Yeah, and gets into a really strong position before G2 arrive. Boost spotted. Oh, but the headshot from Hunter. Perfect. Nico turns away. And so they overwhelm the defense, and right back into it are G2. The response is swift, and the A take is simple.
Well, there you give some credit over to Hunter, who had he's had a couple quiet maps, tough maps to start this grand final, but he provides the opening kill. Beautiful shot from Heavy God out of the stylish deagle spin. But yeah, without him cracking things open on Dexter that easily, they might not have the great chance of swinging in wide, deploying all the utility, and making Nico uncomfortable. 2-1 with this rebuttal. G2's back in the lead.
Going to be running out of elbow. Straight through the fire, straight through the flames, right into Magisk. Hunter gone, erased. Mulbs to move forward and take some space.
They spotted him, but they didn't want to push forward to commit to that fight. Molotov is going to take him out of Red Room.
They walk right in towards his M4. It's a good pick on the first. Ooh, so close to a second. It's a dink. A dink onto Snacks, who's incredibly low, and now with the push on a Heavy God finished off. The reaction from Falcons has put them up at a 4v2 with under a minute left.
Yeah, but I think Snacks is calling something crazy right now. He's actually saying, let's go through this smoke and turn towards the B-bomb site. MongolZ's throwing a fake, and look at what it's doing on the minimap. Look at the way it's pulling Falcons into middle to shift over to the A-bomb site. MongolZ and Snacks have just created the perfect avenue to get in towards B. Now look, even when this is found out, it is going to be tough to win this round. But they've given themselves every chance to do it.
MongolZ missed the gap on Nico getting towards Cave, and that's a big problem now. He has got here before the plant has even started, and he has got here before Snacks has crossed into the site, and they've waited too long. So Tesses has now arrived, and the rotation's coming back. Falcons realize what's happening at the last second. Bomb goes down, and they open up the opportunity. They just can't take it.
I mean, look, they did so what they never expected, and how necessarily could you? It's how effective that fake was towards the A bomb site. How effective that call was. Like,
Climb towards heaven from G2's remaining forces. Sets up 5 players outside of B. Flash peek to spot Snacks.
I don't know if Kixon spotted anything. It would be nice if he did, if he had an idea that was coming, because he can't really peek again. MongolZ's now perched up with the AWP.
Oh, there's the flash, so he does peek again, and he catches Snacks on the second time of asking.
Oh, whiff smoke, though. That smoke is actually terrifying.
That's just helped out G2 big time. Testis dropping back. Here's the utility. G2 flood in. Assisted by the utility of Falcons. They're going to get the bomb down.
Yeah, look, it's not the end of the world. You feel like crap right now, but still very retakeable. 5-on-4. You've got 2 kits.
Big flank as well.
3 kits, excuse me. And yeah, but this flank's going to take some time to come to fruition. And at some point, someone from G2 looks like MongolZ is going to be aware of the potential.
Well, he might be focused on something else because Kixan's just cut through Heavy God, so his attention's drawn towards the site itself. Flashed into the corner. The flank is now potent. Magis comes around the back. MongolZ's gone. Hunter stuck in Cave. 1v5. And the only way he gets away with this is some ridiculous spams to deny the defuse, and all the pressure in the world drops on his shoulders. So Falcon secured in the retake despite the fumbled smoke, and that's 5 players staying up.
Yeah, but you see no panic when that happens, though. Tessis just recognizes his mistake and just has everyone fall back.
One of the best things for G2, other than being stuck in the limbo right now of realizing that MongolZ's probably going to be taken away.
All right, Dinko, I don't do this, but I'm going to let you cook and talk yourself into a bad situation.
No.
Explain how it's going to be better for G2.
It's better than having the limbo of MongolZ possibly going all the time, right?
Okay.
They have that in the back of their heads that Falcons are always coming for them. It's better to take your medicine now and start taking steps in the right direction.
I see where you're going with that one.
Yeah. Obviously, it would be better to have Nico and MongolZ stay in the team.
I see what you're attempting.
But in the reality we're living in, Jason.
Attempting to pull something off here. Attempting to swindle me a little bit.
Yeah, I'll sell you that snake oil. Oh, Shadow. Spotted. Magisk to react, but MongolZ to rip his head off.
It's thirsty.
Nico's up next. And this time, against Snacks, no problem. Blinded, committed to the open. Follow-up flash. Nico spends the entire round with a white screen. But MongolZ cast aside for the Dexter AWP as that smoke disperses. So do G2's chances of getting into the A site. Heavy God has to 1v3 this. Bomb is loose in the middle of the site itself. And Heavy God walks into the donut. Tess has gone first, but they now know where Heavy God is. They're doubled up, and they'll just peek out of the temple. Dexter will take his couple.
This defense is looking rock solid for Falcons so far. Nico maybe a little bit frustrated that swing didn't come as quick as he'd like. Good spacing, good trading for G2 on the initial contact.
Here goes Nico over the top of heaven. Not a damage, and finishes off. What? He got away with a quad kill.
Go for 5.
And you know, that makes up for all the rounds where he's just blinded on the A-bomb site when he gets into that, but manages to deny the ace. It's 4 for Nico.
Yeah, you got to give credit over to his teammates, though. Great utility over the wall. Molotovs, nades falling into those players, trying to scale quickly over towards Cave, soften up a couple players for Nico to mow him down.
Allows Magisk to just play solo A. Nico in the mid-fight. Molb's trying to come out of elbow and catches a good timing onto Nico. So space given over to G2 in mid thanks to their Guatemalan.
Well, 3 players at this B site.
Short smoke thrown in. Utility coming through. Snacks carving out a hole in Cave. Kixon's actually pushed into that smoke at short, waiting on the timing. Snacks has gone around the back. Kixon not responding to it. Can't really do much about this.
No, I think Kixon tried to step up to get some cover, see if there was a gap in that smoke, but the positioning of Dexter essentially meant he was on his own. There was no chance he was going to get a whole lot of help for Kixon standing in the open in that fashion in front of the smoke.
Well, Snacks has a round. He gets 3 kills here. Pushing through the cave, finding the essential kill that allows them into the bomb site.
And that finally shuts down this run of 5 rounds from Falcons. Hold on to the weapon for Magis doesn't really matter. He's just got no chance of winning this. Plenty of money built up for Falcons. He will go down at the end of the day. Final round of the first half.
But look at Kixan. This is one of his favorite moves. One of his special moves going down towards the bottom of the ramp. Aggression, the name of the game, and he comes out 1 for 1. Nico to step up. MongolZ's holding it. Nico wins that fight. Goes into it. Lands a dink as well. And now it's Dexter to try and shut it down, but MongolZ has had enough. Nico and Dexter both gone.
Fast flank, though. You want to expect
this. Yeah, Magisk around the back real quick. Low HP, shredded away. Magisk on the double. Now they get on the defuse. And Heavy God, once again, is so far away. Defuse stuck. He can't get to it. Heavy God just nowhere near the action. Recovery is huge for Magisk, and it's an extra round to play with for the Falcons.
Magisk tracked him the whole way. I mean, Heavy God is doing those hardcore lurks at the B bomb site throughout this half, so I think at this point, Falcons just read exactly what was going on. Obviously didn't happen. Stack up defense at the B bomb site.
Oh, MongolZ straight away in the ground. Nico to follow up here for Falcons, so it's Heavy God making sure his teammates stay in this. And you could say the same for Kixan, as 2 quick kills on the Glock have thrust him into the 1v1 against Hunter, who is all the way at the bottom of the B ramp so quickly.
Kixan's ignoring the bomb for the moment.
Yeah, Hunter's going to realize that. Gets eyes on it, realizes that Kixan has to come back to him.
Okay, so his whole thing is, I'll give up. I'm not going to pick up the bomb right now. I'll have to come back for it, but if I clear this deep on the flank, I'll know there's only 2 places Hunter can be. He's either going to be B ramp, or he's going to be coming from cave. So Kixan's at least now kind of cut down on the number of ideas he's got to be concerned about and can address the flank fully.
Yeah, only has 5 bullets. Yeah, that's all he's got. Let's see if he needs more, and he won't. Kixan sees the fight and sees off Hunter. Huge recovery again from Kixan in this pistol round.
So Tessus in this round is basically just for show. He's just that 10th dot on the minimap. 3 HP. Re-aggression in middle, but oh, Falcons is lined up for this. Oh, they're waiting for it. It's going to be a disaster of epic proportions. 5 on 3 in a minute on the clock.
MongolZ's going to nip in, steal away another kill. Snax has let Kixan walk right by him. That's a free kill. And you go from a 5v3 to 3v3 in the blink of an eye.
As long as you keep pace and you keep moving forward and you don't stop and wait, you have access to this A bomb site.
Yeah, Magisk is actually holding for that temple peak. Gets in the duel with MongolZ. Isn't going to win it. Molotov goes in. MongolZ moves out with the fire and drops back to safety in temple.
It's a lot of damage taken by MongolZ to go for that peak. There's 3 flashbangs left for this T-side. Falcons can't really activate anything. You can just delay, and Dexter is stuck in the plant spot.
Here comes the flashes. Here comes the pressure. Dexter looking to hold it. AK-47 forced away. They can get onto the defuse, and look how far away Nico is on this big old flank. And you've got Magisk still in donut, but they don't stick it, they don't hold it. And that is giving them extra seconds here for this flank to prove pivotal. And Nico comes around the back, realizes they're not on it. And Nico stopped finally by MongolZ, but the time will end his chances. He retreats, and Nico once again proves the worst enemy of G2.
That's everything, Nico. As you're leaving G2, you're thinking of those comments. We could have kept him if we wanted to. They showed they didn't want him on the team. They didn't need him on the team, and he's come back right now. Well, they can at least play the trade game on their way in. Hunter's backed off. The worst possible timing. Gonna come back through. That smoke is a ruse. It's a fake. Fight 1-1 by Snax. Dexter's aware for the second, but backs away.
Hunter looking to close the gap. Oh, Kixan back turn. Dexter never got the angle to protect him. So that A main setup has worked out
really well.
The exact way G2 would have wanted.
And you've got close elbow as well. Oh, they're probably feeling a lot of pressure at the moment. Tess is going to start working B. He might be the only release valve that Falcons have if they want to find a second opportunity. He's excelled in these positions.
And they get into the site, smokes up, keeping Heavy God pinned in behind him. There's a little corridor at the side of the smoke right in front of him, but he doesn't realize it. Wasn't close enough, but doesn't need it.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Now this has to be a fight won by Nico, and it won't be. Taps aren't there, so Dexter with 30 HP against 4. And this is the miracle G2 needs to get back into the map. A low buy round that they convert with some aggression in A main. He's played tons of different roles throughout his career, so he's got a lot of perspectives. And he's got the aim to back it all up.
MongolZ is on the climb, Snax on the push down ramp. spotted by Dexter and Heavy God. The player that was just on your lips, he's got himself that trade kill back.
Look how much damage is done. Dexter at 33, kicks in at 1 HP. So put the pressure on Nico and Magis to make the play.
Can Nico make use of this gap? Getting in towards Donut.
And a map that could mean the trophy for Falcons, Nico is 16-9. He has ascended.
Hunter's waiting for him. But Nico has bested him in every single challenge, it feels like. Another one added to Nico's collection, and he'll call the rest of his forces over towards A. Nico, once again, the nightmare of G2.
He's not afraid of anything. I love the way he's unafraid to take risks.
And this is exactly what he's doing into the temple. MongolZ's up. He will clear Nico out. MongolZ wants another, dragging his team forward, but Magisk still in the fight, still in the fray, and Heavy God in a 1v2 from Temple. He better pray. He goes into the peak. Magisk is down in low HP on Kicksand. 1 single point of health. Heavy God was the impact player in their previous round victory. Needs to be that again. Otherwise, 11 for Falcons. Onto the defuse. Flash up, but Kicksand will deny it. 11 rounds for Falcons as they see the light at the end of the tunnel. Falcons have shown conviction to conquering the Counter-Strike world. They've spent so much trying to build roster after roster. They finally get Nico.
No way.
And it is going to be enough. Yet to see a trophy, but Nico comes into the squad. They have a grand final placing earlier in the year. They find themselves here, just a couple of rounds away. A couple kills back, though, from G2. And 3 players for Falcons run up the B ramp. Heavy God trying to make the difference. He'll be over towards Cave. And he has a little bit of a gap, but Tessus is watching it. And the dink is landed, the kill's locked in. MongolZ 1v3. A future Falcon to win this 1v clutch.
He's got to be thinking, man, these guys are sharp. I'm excited to join this team. Spotted one over at B ramp.
And to do it in a 3-0 fashion, every map being one-sided, preventing G2 from getting the double figures on any of the maps played.
Dupree's, the Magisk, the Sunpius, the Madden, the Ents roster when they picked up that core after bringing Zonic over.
MongolZ defends mid, but he loses a lot of his health.
There's been great expectations around this Falcons team considering the wallet, the purse they're playing with, and the lineups and the cores they've picked up.
And all of the disappointment, but Heavy God off the top. Some life in G2 yet, thanks to that play from Heavy God. Tames the beast of the M4, and he'll not stop. 4th kill sent through the smoke.
All right, little bit of life there. Heavy God, 19 kills now.
Snacks playing on the fade of the smoke. Here comes Kicksand right in towards him. Touching in the smoke. Snacks has got the kill. And the bomb's going elsewhere. It's going back to the donuts. It was Mobs to try and hold on.
Gotta come through.
Hunter's rotating over. Test says, what? How has he done that in this crucial round? Opens up with a brilliant headshot. Hunter up next. Magis got the kill. And surely now this is it. G2 sent bodies through, but it won't be enough. Surely not enough. And it's MongolZ, their future teammate, to prolong play in his final map as a G2 player. Perhaps his final round. Hunts down Nico. He's collected him. And it's up against the man who MongolZ is taking the spot away from. The AWPer that Falcons do not want. And he stays alive to grab it, but MongolZ to the headshot. There is no time, and Falcons have taken it. They have come out on top.
Look at Dexter as well. The jumps, the little leaps of joy. It's got to be a bittersweet moment, but Nico telling him, you've done it. You've got your first trophy, and we can tell by the way he reacts how much it means to him.
And the future, we know what they are here for, is to live more and more of these. This is the promise of first of many to come.
Handshakes.
And they have got the greatness in the squad now.
Handshakes all around as well. Over to G2, the teammates that are going to be looking for things new.
Well, suffering has been stronger than all other teachings for Falcons. They have committed to collecting the greats, and where greatness walks, results follow. Your champions are the PGL Bucharest 2025. It's Falcons!